Maddie, go at this. All right. So we're going to talk about clarifying your focus.
Yes, we are here today on the Imani, Maddie television show network.
The Maddie and Imani show.
Yes. So both of us did projects that were pretty like devoted to us needing to like clarify them and be really specific. I did mine, like the broadest part of it was focusing on food justice, and Maddie was focusing on polling and how the media affects election outcomes. I was paying attention. So important things for clarifying the project. The first thing is obviously to have like the bigger,
to do something you're passionate about. Like even if it's big, just start with that.
Right. So like I started with food justice because like I care about food justice.
She really likes eating.
And then it's true. And then once you know what your like large like idea or issue is that you want to focus on, just start like picking away. So I said like, I want to do food justice. Okay, make it smaller. I'm going to do food justice in Boston. Okay, make it smaller. I'm going to talk about supermarkets and farmers markets in Boston. So that already cut down what I was going to do. And then from there you can decide like, how am I going to do that? I'm going to do that through photography and spoken word. So like, you just cut it down until it's like a manageable size. Because the worst thing that you can do with Capstone project is give yourself too much to do within like the time constraint that you have, because there is a time constraint with Capstone, and that's the biggest problem, is figuring out how to get everything you want done in like the few months that you do have.
Yeah. It's kind of a mix of being like ambitious but not too ambitious. And Miss Freeman and Mr. Michaelitis want you to have a really great project, but they'll like push you to make it as big as possible, and sometimes you need to rein it in a little bit.
Yes, that's very true.
And just understand that like it's a lot of work, but you shouldn't be working on it for like 5 hours a day.
Right.
3 hours, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, maybe you spend more time with it on weekends. Like for my project, I could have easily tried to go to every farmer's market and go to like every food justice related event in Boston. I could have
You should have started your own farmer's market.
I could have started my own farmer's market. That could have been like my Capstone project, but instead, I kind of whittled it down. Like I found like 3 markets that I really liked, and even out of those 3, I spent more time at Haymarket than any other market. And even like taking photographs, like I had photography weekends, so I wasn't always like out every single second doing it. And the reason why that's important is not just for your sanity, but also for the sake of like the quality of your project. Because the more focused your project is, the more you can refine it, the more that you can focus on detail. Because like if you're spread really thin, like the integrity of your work is going to be compromised. Like Maddie's project Maddie had to read like 100 documents and analyze all of them, and that took a lot of time, but Maddie was able to do it. So think about what would have happened if Maddie did like 200 documents. Her analysis would have been way worse because she wouldn't have had enough time to just like sit down and just deeply analyze each one, and then her project would have suffered. And then all of that work that she put into it would have been, for nothing. Because
are you saying my project turned out good, Imani?
Not in so many words.
So at the beginning of the year we did like a drafting process, and you had an essential question, and that was really annoying to do because they tell us about it on like Thursday or Friday, and it was due Sunday night. And I hated doing those because those took a lot of time.
But they were useful.
They were really useful. Spend a lot of time on that. That will help you hone in your research, and definitely listen to their feedback.
And your mentors too. Yeah. My mentor
was Miss Freeman.
Yeah, so she kind of got like easy bet there. But my mentor, I came to the table like first thing, I was like, I'm gonna do this, like, or maybe I'm gonna do this project, I'm gonna make a documentary, like I'm gonna do all this stuff. And the first thing my mentor said was, okay, you have a lot of ideas. We need to figure out which ones are good ideas, and which ones out of those good ideas are like tangible ideas. So like you're gonna have to compromise. Part of like making sure that you can focus your Capstone project is like you're gonna have to give it on some things. Like if you want to make a full-scale movie, maybe it should be 20 minutes. Like you have to think about how much time you're able to put in, because you have a full course load outside of Capstone. Capstone's really time consuming, so you have to be able to manage like your real life and your Capstone project.
So that's about it. Stay motivated this year. It's definitely worth it when you get to the end, I promise. If we could do it, everyone could. Pretty much.
I think could pass,
Imani's lucky we got to spend this time together.